Welcome to our webinar. My name is Astrid Morfitt. I'm the Associate Registrar, International Recruitment and Admission here at the University of Guelph. We're super excited to welcome you to our Discover STEM Programs webinar. We're going to provide you with a lot of wonderful information about the University of Guelph, about our STEM programs, so science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. You will have an opportunity to meet our program experts, to meet many of our current international students, and just learn a lot about what the University of Guelph has to offer when it comes to STEM. So there are many opportunities for you to get involved throughout today's webinar. I would encourage you to remain in the webinar throughout the presentations, because at the end you will receive an email that will allow you to apply to the University of Guelph with an application fee waiver. So outside of applying for free and hearing from us very quickly, what you will also have an opportunity to do is utilize the Q&A at the bottom of your screen throughout the webinar. Please, I do encourage you to put in any questions that you would like information on, to engage with our program experts as well as our current international students, and to learn about all of the amazing things that we have waiting for you at the University of Guelph. So when it comes to the University of Guelph, there are a lot of different things that we would like you to discover. So we have over 30,000 undergraduate students at the university. Of those 30,000 students, approximately 2,200 are international students from 140 different countries around the world. We're the top 6 comprehensive university in Canada. And we offer state-of-the-art facilities, as well as top-notch, world-renowned research. And the reason we're able to do that is because we're ranked #1 in Canada for research dollars. So we are receiving a lot of assistance from the government and from many other areas to allow us to not only recruit amazing faculty members, but also encourage those faculty members to be able to do research. And you get to benefit in so many different ways by either taking part in that research, learning from that faculty, and also taking advantage of all of the different facilities that we're able to provide you with that are used for the research. 92% of our students are employed within 6 months of graduation, and many of our students receive employment opportunities before they even graduate. So we will talk about all of those opportunities and how you can make the best of your time at the University of Guelph. When it comes to our programs within STEM, we rank very, very high. So we're #1 in Canada, #5 in North America, and #8 in the world for veterinary medicine. So the Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, or DVM program, is offered at the University of Guelph, and it is not a direct entry program, so you will learn more about that, but you are required to study for 2 years within an undergraduate degree program before being able to apply and be admitted to DVM. We're #1 in Canada and #16 in the world for agricultural sciences. So not only do we teach our students about agriculture from the perspective of producing, growing, but also manufacturing and improving all of the different systems and infrastructures as well that are associated with agriculture. And you will learn more about that during our program-specific sessions after this welcome session. We're #1 in Canada, #2 in North America, as well as #3 in the world for animal sciences. So you might be aware that we have a lot of programs on campus that have to do with animals. Animal sciences, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, zoology, as well as learning about animals from a different perspective. So from an agriculture perspective, from a scientific perspective, and even a business perspective. So a lot of different ways to utilize your passion and your experience that you gain at Guelph. We're also #1 in Canada, #9 in North America, and #15 in the world for nutrition and food science. So outside of us being amazing at sciences and offering a plethora of different programs that are related to food science, nutrition, so growth of food, manufacturing of food, development and improvement, we also are known as the best food university in the country. And that is going for 10 years plus in a row, and we'll talk about food a little bit later on. So our beautiful campus takes about 10 minutes for you to walk from one end to the other end of the campus. What it provides you with is a lot of amazing infrastructure, some older, some new, a lot of green space, quiet space where you can walk through the campus, take advantage of running into your classmates, your friends, your faculty members, and staff from around the campus. And also, we're located in the center of the city of Guelph. So you get the benefit of both worlds of having a self-contained university where you can work, you can study, you can live, but also being able to walk off campus very easily or hop on a city bus to be able to explore the city of Guelph itself. So these are some of the popular spots on our campus, depending on what you're interested in. Of course, the library is important, but also checking out some of our sporting events, going to the Arboretum to go for long walks, to explore nature and just to be able to relax, going to the athletic center, and just taking advantage of all the different spaces on campus where you can study, you can relax with friends, take some time to yourself, and just really take full advantage of all the different resources at the university. So when it comes to STEM facilities, you're going to learn a lot more during the different sessions. One thing I wanted to let you know is that the sessions will be recorded. So if you are interested in attending more than one session, clearly you can go from one to the other, but what you can also do is stay in one for the duration of today's webinar and then take advantage of watching the other recordings at a later time as well. We're going to talk to you about all the different STEM facilities that we have around the campus, how they're utilized, what the students' experience is by being able to take advantage of them, how they're integrated into your academic programming, and also how you might be able to get part-time positions and or research assistantships in these particular STEM facilities as well. So definitely a lot of great information will be covered today. So the city of Guelph is basically surrounding our campus. So we are a quiet campus. There's not a lot of vehicles going through our campus outside of people who work there and or live there, but you are surrounded by the city itself. So you really get the opportunity to take in the culture of our city and to take advantage of all of the opportunities such as work opportunities, getting involved, volunteering, going to different events, and just really making the best of your time at the university and within the city of Guelph. So when it comes to our city, we are one of Canada's top 10 places to live. There's a lot happening, a lot of great things to do, and a lot of different ways to get involved. So we're going to chat about a few of those just to give you a taste of what to expect. So we have approximately 153,000 people who live in the city of Guelph. And remember, we have about 30,000 undergraduate students who attend the University of Guelph. Our unemployment rate is among the lowest in Canada, and that is extremely helpful to you as you navigate part-time employment opportunities on or off campus, as well as full-time work opportunities during your time off, or if you're in co-op and you're looking to fulfill your work terms that are part of your academic journey. And we'll chat about that in a little bit. There's a perfect blend of nature and city with modern and traditional architecture. So a lot of places to go shopping, restaurants, a lot of different ways that you can just hop on and off the bus with your student card and explore the city. You can explore nature. You can go and take advantage of outdoor skating, as well as a lot of the different music and cultural festivals that are happening throughout the year. At this time of year, you can also watch the colors change in the trees. Everything is going from green to yellow, orange, red. It is very vibrant. It is very beautiful. And you can see it throughout the city and the surrounding areas as well. So all in all, there are a lot of great things to do throughout the city, throughout the year. And then one of the greatest things that we're very proud of is that we're ranked as one of Canada's top 3 safest cities. And what that means is that you can be confident walking off campus, exploring the city, going to work, going to eat, hang out with your friends, and know that you're going to be safe. So when it comes to our STEM programs, or really programs at the University of Guelph, is we want to provide you with as much flexibility as possible, dependent on your degree and major of interest. So what we do is we allow you to create and build your best degree. And what I mean by that is we have 16 degree programs. So that would be like your Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Engineering, Bachelor of Mathematics, and so on. Within those degree programs are majors, so main areas of academic focus. So, for example, biological science. So, you would be focusing primarily on that area as a major. Sometimes your program will allow you the opportunity to have a double major, or in many cases, a minor. So, you could complete a degree in Bachelor of Science with a main focus in, let's say, biological science and a small focus in psychology. And what that allows you to do is really focus on the different passions that you have, build your own degree, and make sure that not only are you taking advantage of focusing on different areas that are of interest to you, but also differentiating yourself from other students who are completing degrees at other institutions as well. So why STEM at U of G? You're going to learn so many reasons why, but what I'd like you to know is that we have amazing support on campus, amazing faculty and staff. We're here to make sure that you get the best out of your degree, that we're preparing you for the future, that we're building you, and that each year you're at the university, you have the ability to grow, explore, find out exactly what you want to do as your career and or future academic aspirations. And we provide you with a lot of different opportunity to get hands-on experience. So that is the key. Not only are you learning academically, so focusing on theory, you're also doing a lot of hands-on work, a lot of project work, collaboration amongst different students and different programs. So there are a lot of opportunities for you to really grow and make the best of your degree. But definitely go and join the program-specific sessions where you will learn not only from our program experts, but also from our current international students about what makes U of G the place to be for STEM. So one unique program that we offer at the University of Guelph is called the Bachelor of Arts and Sciences. So sometimes we have students who are equally passionate about arts and about science. And instead of asking them to choose one versus the other, they can actually equally focus on both. So I have had past students who have worked within our international recruitment and admission department who were interested in, let's say, neuroscience and classical studies. Not generally a combination that you would see very often, but they were able to complete a degree where they focused on both areas equally, and they graduated with a degree in Bachelor of Arts and Sciences. So something to explore if you do have a variety of different interests that you're trying to collaborate on. So I spoke briefly about the Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. We do have current students who are in the DVM program as well as our program expert in one of our sessions. So if this is the program of interest to you, I encourage you to definitely go and speak with them. We have the #1 vet school, top 10 in the world. We're accredited. We provide students with a lot of hands-on experience. We provide students with an elevated experience. Our DVM student group is very tight-knit. There are a lot of supports, but they also have opportunities to support you during those first couple of years of your undergraduate degree so that you can learn from current students and what their journey was when they were applying to the Doctor of Veterinary Medicine program, what the selection process is like, how they were able to get involved and gain that experience that they needed, and just why they chose to be veterinarians. I know sometimes students decide this at a very young age, sometimes they might decide that at a later age. So we definitely have a lot of support systems, a lot of hands-on experience, and as I said, current students who can speak to all of our STEM programs, including DVM. As you can see, the OVC alumni have 100% employment rate as well, so that is fantastic, where you know that you will have a job after you graduate. And that is the case with many of our programs, especially if you're involved in co-op and you have the ability to meet with employers, show them what you're made of, gain that experience and really more clarity about the type of company you want to work for, the type of job you want to do after graduation as well. So speaking of a co-op, many of our programs at the University of Guelph offer the co-op opportunity. This is an opportunity for you not only to gain paid work experience in Canada, but also to go and work for different companies or in different departments. Maybe you want to try healthcare and then try the government and then try the public versus private sector, the financial sector, and so on. So you really have the opportunity to work and complete anywhere between 3 and 5 paid work terms. They are generally 4 or 8 months long. We have about 70 undergraduate programs or majors that offer the co-op option for you to utilize. And over 5,000 of our students are currently in co-op. I'm super excited to inform you that we have just moved up to the second largest university co-op program in Ontario, and we're the fifth largest university co-op program in Canada. And what that means is not only do we offer co-op, we do it really, really well. We have a support system. You will take Co-op 1100, which is a course where the professor will teach you how to create a cover letter, a resume, how to search for jobs, how to apply for jobs and interview for jobs. You will also have a co-op coordinator who will guide you, who specializes in your program and in those networking opportunities with employers around the world. So it will provide you with an opportunity to earn anywhere between $7,417 and upwards of $21,000 per work term. And remember, you will complete 3 to 5 work terms during your degree program. So that's upwards of about $80,000 in throughout your degree. That not only, as I said, allows you the opportunity to test all the different careers, but to network, make connections, gain valuable work experience in Canada, but also get paid and help offset the cost of your education. Many students are offered employment before they even graduate because these employers have had an opportunity to have you work for them. They can see exactly what you are made of, but you're also having the opportunity to learn about them, their company, and if it is the place you want to work. So these are just a few samples of the employers that where our co-op students work. We do have thousands of employers that we work with very closely, and then sometimes students come with their own connections through their family, friends, and so on. And we can help you navigate that process as well. So the opportunities are endless, and we just want to make sure that you're gaining hands-on experience that is related to your program, and that after you graduate with the co-op designation from the University of Guelph, it sets you up for success in the future as well. So co-op sequencing is different dependent on the program and major that you're in. Generally, it does take 5 years for students to complete a co-op designated program. And what that means is that academically, outside of Co-op 1100, really it is the same academic program if you're completing a 4-year honors degree or a 5-year co-op degree. It's just that we need to infiltrate those 3 to 5 work terms into your degree. And because of that, it ends up taking you 5 years to graduate with a co-op degree. So here's an example of a Bachelor of Engineering, the major in Engineering Systems and Computing. You can see your first academic year, you're studying full-time. You do not do any co-op. Your first summer is off. Then your second year, you're studying full-time. And then your summer, you're working full-time. Then you come back for an academic semester, and then you work for 2 work terms. So it could be 2 different opportunities or 1 opportunity for 8 months. Then you come back for your 4th year, which is a full academic year. You work that summer as well as the next fall, and then you finish off with an academic term. So when you're in the academic terms, what it means is that you're studying full-time. You do have the ability to legally work on or off campus on a part-time basis during your academic terms. You can work full-time during your off terms, and then during your work terms, you would be working full-time. So that's generally 35 to 40 hours per week. So just to give you a sense of how that works as well. So in regards to co-op earnings, it does depend on the program that you're in, the major, the work opportunity that you find, but also dependent on if you're a junior or a senior co-op student, which means how many work terms have you completed? Because the more experience you have, the higher the opportunity is for you to earn higher amounts of money. So these are just from last year, the opportunities that our students have found. And this is specific to how much you would earn per work term. And then remember, you would be completing 3 to 5 work terms during your degree program. So funding your education is extremely important, and I'm very excited to inform you that this year we're offering a brand new slate of scholarships to international students. So we have the President's International Entrance Scholarship, which is a one-time scholarship. This is based on your academic average, and this is for high school students. So if you're being admitted to the University of Guelph as a high school student, depending on your admission average, you can earn anywhere between $1,500 and $4,500 towards your education. After that, we offer the International Tuition Scholarship. It's a one-time $2,000 scholarship. We also are offering the University International Scholarship, which is renewable. So it is $5,000 in your first year. So as long as you receive an offer of admission and you're an international fee-paying student, you're guaranteed a $5,000 renewable scholarship, which could be renewed in second, third, and fourth year at $5,000 each year. You are required to maintain an 80% average. So each academic year is independent of itself when it comes to the renewability criteria. We also have the Dean's International Scholarship, which is also renewable and awarded to you at the point of an offer. So that would be $2,500 each year for up to 4 years, as long as you meet the renewability criteria. Then we have the Dr. Franco J. Vaccarino President Scholarship. This is the only scholarship that actually requires an application. The deadline, as you can see, is January 23rd, 2026. The Dr. Franco J. Vaccarino President Scholarship is on top of any of the other scholarships you're eligible for, and the total amount awarded to you would be $42,500 over 4 years, plus a research assistantship in the summertime. So there are a lot of amazing opportunities. So I definitely encourage you to not only apply to the University of Guelph, but also apply for the President Scholarship before the January 23rd deadline. So these are all for high school, current high school or recent high school graduates. If you are attending a post-secondary institution, so a college or a university, at the point of an offer, if you're an international fee-paying student, we would automatically award you a one-time $10,000 international transfer scholarship. So you don't need to remember all of these things once you apply to the university, and we can determine that you're eligible for an offer of admission. We will automatically inform you of any and all scholarships that you're eligible for. So in regards to our ability to support your journey, we are here every step of the way. Today, as I mentioned, I encourage you to utilize the Q&A session. Ask any of the questions that you have. We have our staff and students here for you. We also have a lot of support on campus throughout your application and admission journey, once you arrive at the university, all the way upwards and post-graduation. So we have teams across the university who are here to support you. One of the very important teams to support you outside of recruitment and admission would be the Global Pre-Arrival Support Team that we call the GPS team. So C and Madhulika are here. We would put you in touch with them as soon as you receive an offer of admission. They will be able to guide you throughout the journey in regards to applying for your study permit, preparing all the required documents, arriving in Canada, knowing which documentation you need, what to pack, and just making sure that once you arrive on campus, we have the support system throughout your time at the University of Guelph. And those are called the International Student Advisors. So they will be here for you throughout the years that you are at Guelph. We also provide guaranteed housing. So if you're an international fee-paying student from outside of Canada, we can guarantee you housing for the duration of your undergraduate degree, plus your first year of a master's degree. If you're a domestic fee-paying student and you're applying to the University of Guelph from outside of Canada, we can guarantee you housing for your first year of university. The only thing I ask you to do is to make sure that you submit your application and your $750 deposit by June 1st, 2026. You're also required to accept your offer of admission in order to be considered for the guarantee. One thing that I mentioned earlier was campus food, and don't get hungry looking at these pictures, but I just want you to know that we are known as #1 for campus food. We also have the ability to assist you with any of your dietary preferences, restrictions. We have chefs on campus. We are very much into food, not only academically, but also to allow you to be able to focus, study, and make the best of your time at the University of Guelph by fueling your body as well. So in regards to your next steps, when we first joined, I provided you with some information in regards to the application fee waiver. So make sure that you remain within the webinar from start to finish. So attend today's webinar. After the webinar, you will receive an email that will allow you to complete the pre-admission form. Once approved, you will receive the application fee waiver. We will give you a decision on your eligibility for admission as well as any of the scholarship. And you will have the ability to get access to our admission portal to submit any additional information as well. So now it's time for the program sessions. As I mentioned, we have multiple sessions. They're all going to be recorded. So just make sure that you join the session you're interested in and then that you watch the recordings once they're shared with you by email in a few days so that you can take advantage of learning about all the different amazing programs and facilities and opportunities that we have at Guelph. So the sessions are food, environment, and agriculture, engineering, health sciences, which is focusing on animal and human sciences, and then computing. Thank you so much. Have an amazing weekend ahead, and we look forward to seeing you in the next sessions momentarily.
Welcome, and thank you to everyone for joining us. So we've divided the breakout rooms for this event into some very broad categories. But this breakout room is primarily focused on the life and physical sciences, including health-related majors at the University of Guelph. My name is Claire Bruner-Prime. In my role, I support communications and marketing for the College of Biological Science at the University of Guelph. But we have a few staff members from across the university today. If you could quickly unmute yourself and introduce yourself, Kelly.
Hi, everyone. My name's Kelly Lucas. I'm an academic advisor for the 22 majors within the Bachelor of Science degree program at the University of Guelph.
And Lily.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Lily. I'm Manager of International Admission here at University of Guelph, and today I will be supporting you with a Q&A session.
And Elizabeth.
Hi, everybody. I'm Elizabeth Lowinger. I'm the Manager of Student Affairs at the Ontario Veterinary College, and I'm representing the Doctor of Veterinary Medicine program if you want to be a veterinarian.
All right. We also have several students on the call. Sadia, do you want to unmute yourself and introduce your major, your year, and where you're from?
Yeah, my name is Sadia, and I am in my 4th year of biomedical science, and I grew up in Dubai.
All right. And Divya?
Hey guys, I'm Divya. I'm a physics major. I'm in my 3rd year right now, and I'm from India.
Okay. And Stacy?
Hi everyone, my name's Stacy. I am a DVM student at OVC and I'm originally from the States.
All right. And I think Prakriti couldn't join us today, so those are your 3 students for today. To give you a little bit of an overview of the agenda today, I'll start by speaking a little bit about studying towards the life and physical science degrees here at U of Guelph, including our Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, Bachelor of One Health, and the Bachelor of Bioresource Management degrees. I'll speak about the majors we offer within those degrees, some of the flexibility offered, and some of the reasons why people choose Guelph. And then I'll invite 2 of our students to speak about their experiences at U of Guelph. Afterwards, Elizabeth Lowinger from OVC, our vet college, will take over and present about our veterinary medicine program. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please drop them in the Q&A during the presentation for one of us to answer. I'm not sure how much time we'll have at the end to do a live Q&A. So the University of Guelph is world-renowned for the sciences. We're home to the Ontario Veterinary College, the Ontario Agricultural College, the College of Biological Science, which is the only faculty in Canada solely dedicated to the biological sciences, as well as the College of Computational, Mathematical, and Physical Sciences, home to the physical science majors, including physics and chemistry. At the UOG, we use the term college, but you might hear the term faculty at other universities. It means the same thing. So our researchers are tackling a wide range of problems from antimicrobial resistance to biodiversity loss. Some of our faculty even helped design instrumentation for NASA's Mars rover. We've been ranked #1 in total research dollars for a comprehensive university in Canada, a top comprehensive university in Canada, and top 150 in the world for life sciences. Most of the degrees I'll be speaking about today are undergraduate bachelor's degrees. U of Guelph offers two options, a general degree, which is 3 years in length or 15 credits, or an honors degree, which is 4 years in length or 20 credits. The honors degree offers co-op options and provides preparation for a wide variety of careers, graduate school, and would allow you to meet the requirements for many professional programs. So what's the difference between a degree, a major, and a minor? A degree refers to studies at the bachelor's, master's, or doctoral levels. The U of Guelph is a bit unique in that we have many specialized degree types. So we actually have 16 undergraduate degree programs to choose from. Then the major is the subject that's the main focus of your studies. So within the Bachelor of Science, for instance, you can choose between many types of majors in the biological and physical sciences, microbiology and immunology, for instance, and you'll see a list of those majors in the following slides. Then minors are a secondary area of interest, so you can formally pursue about 10 courses in a particular subject area, and that's called a minor. Those are completely optional. If you major in one science major, you don't need to minor in science. You could complete a minor in the arts, business, or social sciences. And there are specific requirements for each major and minor. So you need to take certain courses in a certain order and complete a set amount of credits in order to be eligible to graduate. But all this info is laid out for you in the academic calendar, not something you need to worry about right now. So here is a list of all the majors within the Bachelor of Science degree at U of Guelph. We don't have time to speak about each one of them today, but if you're interested, I would encourage you to visit uoguel.ph/programs or the link at the top of the screen to find the major you're interested in. There are web pages for each major with lots of information on them. You can also find links to the academic calendar where you can see a full list of classes you would take in each. The majors that have co-op programs have a little red box next to them. I'll tell you a little bit more about co-op and other hands-on learning experiences in an upcoming slide. All of these majors have a wide variety of career outcomes. Some of the areas you could end up working include healthcare and veterinary medicine, environmental conservation, research and academia, biotechnology, and forensics. Guelph has a lot of options for specializing, so if you're interested in animals, for instance, you could study animal biology to focus on domestic animals, wildlife biology for wild animals with a focus on ecosystems and conservation, marine biology for aquatic animals, or zoology for a higher level view of all animals. If you're looking for a career in healthcare, there are many majors that focus on different aspects of human health, pharmaceuticals, human kinetics, microbiology and immunology, as well as majors focused on nutrition and genetics. We also have some broad majors if you are interested in many aspects or you want to be able to pick and choose from a wide variety of courses. So there's the biological science major and the physical science major. Most Bachelor of Science degrees have a common first year for both biological science majors and physical science majors. These courses help you build a foundation of knowledge in the sciences before you focus more on your major in second year and beyond. This common first year allows you to change your major easily if you find a different interest in that year. Bachelor of Science of Agriculture is similar to the Bachelor of Science, but with more of an agricultural focus. So the other agricultural majors are covered in another breakout room, but I'll touch briefly on the animal science major. Animal science has a focus on the agri-food system, including economics and agroecology, which is how it's differentiated from animal biology, which is a Bachelor of Science major. Both animal science and animal biology include courses on species-specific nutrition, animal care and welfare, and independent study. Animal science incorporates hands-on learning, including independent research projects and field courses, and it's available as a co-op. The Bachelor of One Health is another degree that we offer. It's a newer program at U of Guelph and the first degree of its kind in Canada. It's based on the idea that some of the biggest challenges facing us today, like climate change, disease, and food insecurity, need to be tackled from multiple perspectives. So the degree trains students in human health, animal health, and environmental health, and pulls from biological sciences, environmental sciences, and social sciences. And students graduate with a unique interdisciplinary education. Students can choose a particular area of emphasis to focus their studies, like disease complexity and health, environment, food and health, culture, society and health, or policy, economics and health. One Health has a co-op option too. The Bachelor of Bioresource Management has two majors within it, the Environmental Management major, which is covered in another breakout room, and Equine Management. Bachelor of Bioresource Management degrees are built on a foundation of business-based math and core sciences, including chemistry and biology. Students take courses related to equine management as early as their first year of study. Other courses include trends and issues in the equine industry, advanced equine nutrition, and marketing and communications. Equine management students get practical and theoretical experience. The program has its own herd of teaching horses right on campus, which I walk by every day, and students routinely use them in their courses while learning about management, handling, and health. There's also a co-op option for this major. Students graduating from equine management can pursue a wide range of careers, including in veterinary medicine, reproduction, event management, or even equine massage therapy. Co-op. So for many of our majors, as I mentioned, you can apply for the co-op version of the program directly from high school, or for some majors, even after you've started your degree. Co-op gives you the benefit of paid work experience related to your major while you're studying. And when you graduate, you'll have relevant work experience on your resume to help you start your career. The number of work terms depends on the program, but it often extends the length of your degree by a half year or a year. You're responsible for finding your own job, but there are lots and lots of supports on campus to help you apply and prepare. An experiential learning hub is a great resource for students students in co-op, as well as those in other kinds of experiential learning or hands-on learning opportunities. If the major you applied for doesn't have co-op or you didn't get into co-op, there are still many amazing hands-on learning opportunities to take advantage of to help you prepare for the future and that look great on your resume. Many science courses have a lab component, so you can learn about lab techniques on state-of-the-art equipment. In some courses, you can learn outside in the wilderness, including the university's very own Arboretum, which is 400 acres of green space, trees, and plant collections. For students in biomedical science and human kinetics, they can take advantage of the Human Anatomy Lab, where they'll learn about the human body through dissection courses on actual human donors. U of Guelph is one of the few universities in Canada that offers this opportunity to undergraduate students. We also have some incredible field courses. We have one that takes students to Algonquin Provincial Park in Ontario to study ecology, another to the Bay of Fundy on Canada's east coast to study marine biology. There's a One Health field course that takes students to Madagascar, and many others. Some majors can access an internship course where you can work with a business or organization for credit. There's also lots of opportunities to get involved with research, working with faculty members. You can apply for research assistantships in the summer. Many faculty also hire part-time students or bring in volunteers to help in their labs. And then there's fourth year independent research courses you can take where you can lead your own research question under the supervision of a faculty member. We have many specialized research and teaching facilities on campus that students are involved with, including a DNA barcoding facility, an aquarium, advanced microscopic imaging facilities, many greenhouses, the Honeybee Research Center, and lots of animals on campus, including horses and cows. The photo on the right here is our Summerlee Science Complex, which is the largest science teaching and research facility in Canada, and one of many spaces you might spend time in as a science student at Guelph. So how does the university support you in your learning? All science students can access specialized academic and career advisors whose job it is to support you. We also have a wide variety of academic supports, including Science Commons in the library with tutors to help you in chemistry, physics, and math. The library also offers a wide variety of workshops, including on writing in the sciences and study tips. Supported learning groups are group study sessions designed to help students in particularly difficult courses like chemistry and math. Student accessibility services is available to help students who need accommodations in their courses. And on a personal level, Student Wellness Services offers support for students' physical and mental health, including offering appointments with doctors, dietitians, and counselors. Specifically for international students, START International is a program designed to help international students transition into university life. There are lots of events, programs, and communications that go out leading up to and throughout your first year at Guelph, including on topics like expectations inside and outside class, immigration questions, employment, healthcare, financial tips, and social events. They also run an orientation week just for international students in September. And throughout your degree at U of Guelph, you can access lots of support specifically for international students, including international student advisors, career supports, English language support, clubs and events, and much more. All right, I'll bring in our students shortly here, but just a reminder that if you have any questions, please drop them in the Q&A and one of us will try to answer for you. Okay. Sadia, do you want to go first?
Hi, everybody. I'm Sadia. Like I said, I'm in my 4th year of biomedical science. I also have a neuroscience minor. And I grew up in Dubai. And about my experience in University of Guelph, I've loved it. Like, this is my 4th year, and I've loved like getting to know the city, living on residence. So there are many aspects of my university life that I really enjoyed. I currently also work as an RA, so I live on residence, and I've lived on residence for my entire time in university, and it's been a really important and amazing part of my university experience. Something I can talk about more is probably like why I love residence so much. It's probably where I felt the strongest sense of community. And yeah, I mean, I've formed so many great connections, which I wouldn't have imagined ever forming, like as an international student moving into a completely new city. So yeah, that, and then okay, and of course I have to mention the food, because like living in residence, you get a meal plan, and Guelph is actually really famous for having some of the best campus dining options. So there's such a variety with like tons of options, different for like that accommodate different diets and religious restrictions. And yeah, the dining hall staff are also really kind and welcoming.
Awesome. Thank you, Sadia. Can you tell me a little bit about your favorite course and what you liked most about it?
Yeah, I think it was mentioned, the human anatomy course that I took last year. So I think it's probably like I realize it's a very rare and special opportunity, because not a lot of universities offer it at the undergrad level. You don't really get to work with actual human cadavers. So the first time I walked into the lab, it was kind of daunting because I've never seen one before, but it really became like one of my most like meaningful learning experiences, because seeing real human anatomy like firsthand, it really gives you a deep appreciation for the human body and like how complex and beautifully designed it is. And it's something you might not be able to like just learn from a textbook or a diagram or even a video on like YouTube. So I feel it was a really fulfilling experience, and the instructors are also really supportive. So like you can always go up to them, ask them questions. There are a lot of TAs available for your help. So yeah, and we also worked as a group. So that was also one of like the highlights of my course because you form some connections with your lab partners and you all work together on projects, and you basically like throughout the course you dissect like different parts of the body together. So yeah, it's like fun.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about orientation for international students at Guelph?
Yeah, so I still remember it very clearly, even though it was like almost like 4 years back. I don't know, but 3. But it was such a warm and experience because I was very scared at first, like any international student would be, but it really helps. Like it's designed to help you like settle into university before the rest of the students arrive. So you really have like, what do you say, a head start, and you get a lot of time to adjust, meet people, and explore campus at your own pace. And some of the events, I think they were discussed earlier, but like campus tours and cultural activities are super fun, but also really important sessions that take you through things like banking or like getting your SIN number and healthcare are really like useful because they really help you understand things you might not have not known moving in to Canada at first. So it's super helpful. And the best part is actually like how friendly and supportive everybody is. Like not just like the students you meet, but also like the staff and the volunteers. They like genuinely want you to feel at home, and you can like tell right away that you're really valued at Guelph.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I feel like also like I also work in residence right now, so I always like recommend that to my international students to like make sure to check out at least one Start International event because it's a really nice way to start building friendships before classes even start.
Okay, and what kinds of resources and supports are available for international students?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many amazing supports in place for students. And I think that really sets it apart because like there's like for every student it's very catered and you have a lot of resources. So some academic resources I can talk about are probably the library workshops. So they have writing services for workshops, academic advising, learning classes. So they teach you like everything from like time management, or you can also like work with peer helpers for like one-on-one support. So I feel it's like a really great way for like staying organized and maybe having an accountability partner if that's something that keeps you going. So you can always reach out. You can reach out in person and like just drop in during help hours, and it just helps you like stay organized and more confident. For international students, there's also like the International Student Experience Team. I think that was brought up before, but they also help you adjust to the Canadian life. So you can always reach out to them if you have questions about your immigration status, your visa, or like even just talking through like homesickness. There are also a lot of mental health and wellness supports that I know of now because I do like advise my students to reach out if they ever need it. So counseling services and student wellness are very approachable. And in residence, we also have counselors in residence. So these are professional staff who are trained to listen, to connect to students, and help make the transition to university easier, and also like just make sure that you're doing well. So like for your overall well-being. And yeah, I mean, last but not the least, I feel like a very important resource who could also be your professors. So just like making sure you can read, they're very super approachable. So you can always reach out to them, and drop in office hours are also a great opportunity for you to bond with the professor and like just ask questions, or maybe just like discuss what you would like to do further with your degree. And they're super like welcoming and caring.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Sadia. All right, Divya, you're next. All right.
Hi guys.
You wanna
Yeah.
quickly introduce yourself and then I'll jump into the questions?
Yeah, perfect. So my name's Divya. I'm from India and I'm in my third year physics with a minor in business. And I'm also in co-op. And so that search has been also going great. Yeah.
All right, thank you. So tell me, why did you choose U of Guelph and physics?
So physics, I'll start off with answering the physics question. Physics, I've already always been interested in physics. I don't know, it's just something about the patterns that the universe ends up making everywhere, and just learning about it, I don't know, it intrigues me a lot. University of Guelph, I'd already known that it's really well known for its research, and I've always been interested in going forward with the idea of, oh, I might end up going into research. So that was one of the reasons why I chose Guelph. And apart from that, my sister used to live in Toronto as well. So that just made it easier for me. And on top of that, for international students, University of Guelph does provide a really nice scholarship. So that makes it the one of the best options for me when I was just choosing between universities. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, can you tell me a little bit about the connections you've made at university?
Yeah. So I've been pretty social and pretty much a lot into sports. So I used to, like, during my first year, I played intramurals volleyball, and then recently I got into the varsity team at our university for squash. And I've just ended up meeting so many new people. It feels really nice. Like, I've always feel that I'm included in everything. Yes, as an international student, it gets sometimes overwhelming when you start missing your home, but then you realize that the people over here are as nice as the ones you have back home. And it just feels really natural to just be there with people. And it's fun exploring new cultures as well. You meet other international students, you learn about them, you learn about their countries. So it just feels really nice. Um, Start International was also one of the things that did help me out a lot. Um, I currently live with the people that I first met on Start International. So over the 3 years, we've just been really good friends. And I don't know, 1 week of Start International can really set things nicely for you when you're going into your university life. Right.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful. Can you tell me about your most memorable course so far and what you liked about it?
So it's a course that I'm taking this semester. It's quantum mechanics. Everything that I have known about physics, it just completely breaks down when it comes to the quantum world. And just seeing how the great minds in our history have gone around to finding quantum mechanics, making new theories, new coming up with new ideas, it changes how I look at physics. And especially the professor that I have, he is amazing at explaining how it works. It's very weird when it comes to quantum mechanics, but he makes it less weird. It's
Yeah.
nice. He makes it easier to understand. So I've been enjoying that a lot. And like after classes, if I ever have doubts, he's always there to just listen to students, clear out doubts, clear out questions, everything. So that's been really helpful.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so and you lived off campus because you mentioned you wanted to explore the city a little bit
Hmm.
more. What have you liked most about Guelph?
Um, Guelph is really pretty, especially during fall colors. I like doing photography and just going out on walks. It's really nice. It looks amazing. There's a Guelph Lake nearby, and like if you're into stargazing or just need somewhere you want to be quiet, that's the place to go. Like it's been so peaceful. It's been really nice over there. Like recently we had auroras last year, and like we went to the Guelph Lake, and there were so many other people who were there just wanting to explore, just seeing things, explore the nature. And it feels really nice. Like everyone in Guelph, be it other students or just families who are living there, like everyone's really helpful, everyone's really nice, and so it feels like a really nice community, and it's just, I don't know, it's really fun. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Yeah, no.
So, next steps, let's say you want to apply to the University of Guelph. So here are some important upcoming dates to keep in mind. January 15th is our early admission deadline. May 19th is our final application deadline for international students. The Dr. Franco J. Vaccarino President's Scholarship is the U of Guelph's most prestigious undergraduate entrance award for international students. To be eligible for that, you need to apply by January 23. And then lastly, June 1st is your last day to accept your offer. There's a QR code for a full listing of dates, and these all point to the admissions at U of Guelph website. That website is the best place for all information you need to apply wherever you are in the world. In Canada, students apply through the Ontario University's Application Centre. We're also on the Common App if you're applying from the US. International Admissions also offers a variety of events, including more webinars like this one, virtual tours. You can also chat with international students online to hear more about what their experiences were like. If you're in Canada or planning a visit and want to see our beautiful campus, we have some in-person events and open houses coming up, and you can also book a tour of campus. So if you have any questions that were not answered today, or maybe something occurs to you after the end of this webinar, you can always email internet@uoguel.ca. The email address is listed there in the middle of the screen. And there's also a couple phone numbers on their website too. I've also listed a few of our social media accounts, our Instagram accounts here for a few of the academic units represented in today's webinar. So now I'll pass the presentation along to Elizabeth from the Ontario Veterinary College. And a reminder that if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat and one of us will do our best to answer for you, in the Q&A.
Great. Thank you so much, Claire, for that great introduction. Hi, everyone. We're going to talk a bit about the Doctor of Veterinary Medicine program at the University of Guelph, and talk a little bit about the profession of being a veterinarian, but focusing more on how to get into the vet program at our school. Can you go to the next slide, please? So some little interesting bits of information about our school. We are the oldest school in North America, if you don't include Mexico in that definition. We were created in 1862 when Dr. Smith came from Scotland to start us up. We started off in Toronto, but Toronto ended up being such a big city that it wasn't a great place for sick horses to come. So they moved to the countryside to Guelph, and they have been here ever since 1922. So we're actually the vet school is older than Canada, for those of you that might be interested in that piece of history. And we are ranked #1 in Canada for veterinary science, and we're top 10 in the world consistently. So we're a wonderful school. We have a great reputation. If you want to be a veterinarian, we're a great choice for you. And yeah, we're a great place to be. And we have very little attrition in our school, which means that once you're accepted to the program, you're probably definitely going to become a veterinarian. We support you through the program. If you're struggling, we have lots of supports for you. And it helps support you to in your journey to become a veterinarian. And every year we accept 15+ students into the program, and the class size is about 140 right now, and 15 to about 20 of them are international students. Okay, next one. So I'm gonna open the mic to Stacy, who is our student. She is currently in her 2nd year of the program, and she'll tell you all about her path to vet school. Go ahead, Stacy.
Yeah, hi everybody. So I'm Stacy. I am in phase 2 of the DVM program, so I just started my 2nd year. I'm originally from the States. I'm from Wisconsin, and that is where I did my undergraduate degree. So to go to veterinary school to get your DVM, you do have to complete some undergraduate training. So I got a Bachelor's of Science in Zoology at the University of Wisconsin, and I also did certificates in Gender and Women's Studies and Leadership. I took a gap year between my undergrad and starting veterinary school, and it wasn't necessarily my choice. And I bring that up to let everyone know that not everyone gets into vet school the first time, and that is so normal and so okay. I wish people would talk about it a little bit more. I thought it was the end of the world when it happened, but it ended up being the absolute best thing for me to have that time off. I spent a year working at a really busy veterinary clinic and gained a lot of clinical and hands-on skills. I felt like I grew up a little bit. I got to rest my brain before going into such a heavy program. And it also led me here to OVC. So the first time I wasn't ready to move away from home, all I did was apply to my home school in Wisconsin. And so when I was applying the second time, I decided to kind of look at what else there was. And I found OVC, and it's a really great fit for me. So again, it is so okay to not get in your first time. It's a very competitive program, and it doesn't make you any less of a doctor when you do graduate. And the further into the program, I keep learning that some of my friends got in on their second or their third time. It is really okay, is why I emphasize that. But now I am a DVM student. I'm going to graduate in 2028, and I am a Garnet Grizzly. So, as Elizabeth said, OVC is a really old school, and it has a lot of fun traditions, one of which is that each DVM class adopts a mascot. Kind of a fun little fact. My background in veterinary medicine is primarily in small animal, but I have classmates who have all sorts of backgrounds, equine, large animal, food animal. I have a strong background in wildlife medicine, so I worked for a number of years as a certified wildlife rehabilitator. There's just so much you can do in this field. Kind of the world is your oyster, and that was a really exciting time in my life working with wildlife. In the program, it's basically a 9 to 5. You're in class every day, but you also have clubs within OVC in specific interests in veterinary medicine. So I've been able to expand my interest in feline medicine and make some really great connections with veterinarians and other students, and learn some more kind of hands-on skills outside of the classroom. And one of the things I want to emphasize about OVC in particular for veterinary medicine is all of the support there is, which is kind of why I chose this school once I started to look elsewhere. It is competitive to get in, but once you're in, your classmates are your colleagues and you're not competing anymore. You are working together. And I've made some of my closest friends here, and we are, we're in the same classes. We're kind of in the trenches together, but you're learning as a group, or we're sharing notes. And the faculty is so approachable and kind. I ended up working this past summer in the dean's office at the vet school and made a lot of great connections there. It's really a supportive environment. It's a busy program. You're learning a lot, but the support is there for you.
What's your favorite course so far?
Ooh, I would say I really enjoyed clinical medicine. So that's a class that you take every year of the program, those first 3 years that are in the classroom. And it's the hands-on part. So you're learning your physical exam, you're learning diagnostic imaging, and kind of what you're learning changes day to day. We learn how to take a history one day, and then we learn how to do an ultrasound the next. But it kind of brings everything together.
Great. Claire, is any other burning question that you have for Stacy?
Yeah, can you tell me about some of the connections you've made in your courses and how that kind of networking might help you in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. So, working in the dean's office, I got to work with Dr. Sarah LePage, who taught me developmental biology in my first phase of the veterinary program. And she's just a really great support network, and kind of hearing her experience in the field. And then I am on the executive board of the Feline Medicine Club. And so I've gotten a lot of time to work with Dr. Shannon Goland. She's one of our clinical teachers. So in your fourth year of the program, you are kind of practicing medicine underneath veterinarians, and she teaches in our primary healthcare clinic. And so normally you wouldn't spend a lot of time with her prior to your fourth year, but in getting to work with her in the club, I've learned so much, and she's a really approachable and kind person. So that's been really exciting.
It might be nice to hear too
Fantastic.
a little bit, sorry, Elizabeth,
ahead.
about some of the facilities too on campus. Like we have this great picture of a barn with cows in it. What kind of
Oh, yeah.
facilities do you get to use in your studies?
Yeah, it's really cool. So OVC is obviously an old college. It's been in Guelph since 1920, but they've been expanding ever since. So we've got some kind of state-of-the-art lecture halls because you do spend a lot of time in lecture, but then for your clinical skills, we had an addition about 5 years ago where we have a clinical skills lab where you get to learn how to intubate patients and scrub into surgery. And they have all of these models so that you can practice those skills and be really comfortable before you do it on an animal for the first time. And then we also have large animal facilities where you get to learn how to put a harness on a cow and a horse and feel comfortable being around them. That's kind of what they focus on in phase 1, so that in phase 2, you can do these more in-depth physical and reproductive exams. We have a state-of-the-art surgery area that I'll get to see more of when I get into surgery in my 3rd year of the program. I know a lot of students who do research, and they've got really amazing equipment that they get to work with. In the large animal facilities, we have an MRI that can fit a horse and a CT machine and all sorts of stuff. So there's a lot there.
And PhD.
Yes, oh, we have PhD. So yeah, I was talking about Dr. Sharon Goland. So we have a primary healthcare clinic that anyone in the community can go to. And we have veterinarians who are there every day, but we also have our phase 4 students who are running those appointments. So they're practicing their skills in real time, going through appointments, taking histories, doing exams and diagnostics. And the supervising veterinarian is standing on the other side of kind of a two-way mirror, observing them, able to give feedback, and then they'll come in at the end of the appointment. So it's a really great environment for learning. In your early years in the program, you get to stand next to the vet on the other side of the glass and watch the phase 4 students do their appointments. So it's a really interesting way to learn and see kind of where you'll be in a couple of years.
Yeah, and Stacy is one of our tour guides too.
Mhm.
She gives tours every few Saturdays at 10 a.m. So if you're interested in having a tour of the vet school, you can just email me. It's coming up later in the slides, but yeah, come on and have a tour with the vet school, leading you around the whole area. We also have, like Stacy did a really great job talking about our facilities. In addition to the primary healthcare center, which is like your regular day-to-day small animal clinic, we do have a large and small animal referral hospital for the more serious cases that the day-to-day vets that you go to may not be able to handle if it's a specific type of surgery or the animal needs an MRI, and most, small animal clinics do not have an MRI, and they need to refer the animal to us. We see a lot of dogs and horses and all kinds of animals. So you will also be doing your clinical rotations in that hospital when you're in your 4th year. But there's also volunteering that you can do as a vet student in the clinics, as well as doing summer research projects. We have 4 departments in the vet school that all do different kinds of research, from the cellular tissue level all the way up to clinical trials with animals. And yeah, so we have a lot of amazing facilities, and we're constantly building and adding new facilities. So even if you're 10 years out, the OVC looks different than it did when you went to school, which is very exciting for the new students coming in. They get to benefit from all of the great donors that we have that help support us. So anything else, Stacy?
No, I think that's all great.
Thank you. That's amazing. All right, next slide, please. All right, so how do you get into vet school? So some of these things may probably not surprise you. Part of the trip or the voyage to veterinary school is very academic oriented. So marks are very important. That shouldn't come as a surprise for anyone who wants to go into any medical program. And these are the specific courses that you have to have. So just like a reminder that veterinary college, especially in North America, is not accessed from high school. You do have to do a bit of a bachelor's degree first. And in the US, the term college is a bit different than in Canada. So anything that's like from a university or a college university type degree is good. And you need to have finished at least 4 semesters full time at university. And that full-time for us is 4 courses per semester. And then these are the courses that you have to take. So if you can read that, it's 2 biological sciences, a cell biology, genetics, a biochemistry, a statistics, and 2 humanities social sciences, which is a very big category. And the reason we ask you to take these courses is because they are prerequisites for the courses you'll be taking in the first year of the vet school. So biology is a very big category. It can include things like anatomy, physiology, so many of them. There is a list on our website that you can access with the courses that that fit those categories in Guelph, so you can see the kind of courses that you'd be taking. But it's a very broad category. And you can see that a lot of the courses you have to take to get into our school are sciencey. And most people, not everyone, most people tend to be most attracted to a Bachelor of Science in the biological type sciences. And you saw before, Guelph has a lot of biological science majors, and a lot of them are animal related. So a lot of people who want to become a veterinarian tend to come here and do their undergrad at Guelph and then apply to the vet school. So I would say a little over half of our classes each year are made up of people that came to Guelph for their undergrad. You don't have to come to Guelph as long as you do everything and get all the courses that we need. You can really go anywhere for your undergrad. But I think if you're really interested in being a veterinarian, take a look at our majors and you'll see that there's a lot of richness in the type of courses that are out there that really will pique your interest if you love animals and you love science. So give that a peek. Okay, next one, please. And then, I mean, it shouldn't be very surprising that you have to do other things in order to access the vet school. So in addition to doing those courses and having good marks, you have to get experience. So this is as much for us as it is for you. So we ask you to get experience with veterinarians. Doesn't have to be paid. It can be volunteer as well, but you have to job shadow veterinarians. And we ask you to do this because we really want you to be happy with your career choice. And we want you to know what you're getting into. You know, I mean, a lot of 4-year-olds will tell me, I want to be a veterinarian when I grow up, which is fantastic. However, their idea of what a vet does is probably not what they actually do. I'm sure most veterinarians would love to be sitting in an office kissing puppies and kittens all day, but that's not what they do. They may do it a little bit, but that's not the whole job. So it's really important for us that you see the profession up close and personal. We don't ask you to get thousands of hours of vet experience, but you need some, and we want it to be quality experience. We want you to actually see what veterinarians do day to day. And, you know, if you can mix it up by going to different clinics or different types of vets, that's great too. But if you only have small or large or horse experience, you know, whatever you can get that really shows you what vets do every day is great. Okay, so that's one of the types of experience that you have to have. The next is animal experience, and that's also for you. And that is so that when you start the vet program, you're comfortable around different kinds of animals. And like Stacy said, you're going to be working with cows and horses and dogs and cats and everything in between, already starting in your first year of the vet program. So if you've never seen a horse before, it may be a little intimidating, but you know what? You will learn it. So don't feel pressured that you have to have the whole spectrum of the animal kingdom under your belt before you get to vet school. It's certainly not the case, but try. I mean, try your hand at different things. And the reason we ask you to do that is not only so that you feel comfortable, but so you know what you like and what you don't like, because that's really important. I mean, we have a lot of people that come in from big cities into the vet program, and they've never really worked with cows before. And then when they start working with them, they love it. And they switch their career path from always thinking they're going to be a small animal practitioner to maybe wanting to be food animal or being a mixed animal clinic practitioner. So that's why we want you to try as much as you can before you get here and in the program. So like Stacy said, try your hand at different clubs and get involved in different things and try different elements of veterinary medicine, because you'll never know, where you're gonna experience a true spark of like, wow, this is so great. I never thought I would love this, but I do. So that's great. That's a great way to kind of, work on your career path and experiment. The next is extracurricular involvement that we ask you to have. And again, doesn't have to be thousands of hours, but we do want you to be involved with people, because veterinary medicine is as much about people as it is about animals. Every animal you're going to work with has a human attached to them, whether it's the parent of the fur baby or the farmer that owns the horses or the cows or the chickens or the pigs. All of them, you have to work with them to develop a treatment plan and get them to agree. And you're going to have great interpersonal skills. So the more you practice working with people, the better it is. Even customer service is a great prep for vet school, in the sense that you're going to be working with customers and patients, right? So always a good thing to have those skills. Then when you're applying, you're going to have to do a Casper test. So you can Google Casper test, and that will tell you all about the test. It's also on our website. And really what it is a test for your soft skills, because like I said, soft skills, interpersonal skills, judgment skills are all really super important for veterinary medicine and any health profession. So what we do is we ask you to take this online assessment, where it kind of goes over different scenarios that they play as a video for you, and then you answer questions about, okay, what do you think is the best next step, right? So that's one of the things that you'll have to do in your application cycle. And then you have to have 3 references when you apply, and one of them has to be from a veterinarian that you worked with and gained experience with, because we'd like to hear from them as to if they feel that you'd be a good future colleague. And that's really important to us. And the other 2 references should be, professional references that you'd use for any kind of application. Someone who supervised you, that knows you, and can comment on your performance in the workplace or the volunteer place. It could be a volunteer coordinator. The other thing I just want to mention, for those of you, this may be your situation, is if you are a dual Canadian citizen, you cannot be an international student in our school. If you are a dual Canadian citizen, you would be considered a domestic applicant. But for vet school in Canada, each of the schools, there's 5 of us, we have a residency requirement. So we only accept Ontario residents, but that can count from childhood. So if you're in any way Canadian, you need to have those 12 months of consecutive Ontario residency sometime in your lifetime. Okay, next. So here are some dates that you need to be aware of. I know they're down the road for you, but just to let you know, I've only talked about the route for people who don't come to Guelph for their undergrad. The dates are the same or similar, but people who come to Guelph would do an internal transfer application. People who are not from Guelph would apply through this, okay? So there's an online application system. It's based out of the US. It's called VMCAS, or the Veterinary Medical College Application System. And they are the ones that you would, Stacy, that's what you use to apply, correct?
Yes, it is. I applied just like all the other US schools.
Yeah, so it's really the depository of all of the schools that are accredited through the US, and we're one of them. So you go in, you would fill in your application form with all of your information, your background, your animal experience, vet experience, extracurricular experience, all that stuff. And then you put in your information about who you want your references from, and they put those in. And that is due September 15th. The thing about VMCAS is that you can go in and apply to as many schools as you want. It gets more expensive with each school that you add, but you can go in and apply to pretty much every school that accepts international students. So if you're American, there are in-state schools and out-of-state schools. Not all of the US schools accept out-of-state students, but many do. And then you can also apply to Canadian schools, schools in the UK, Ireland, schools in New Zealand and Australia, and 3 of the Caribbean schools. So there's a lot of choice. And I definitely suggest that you do your research. And if you can, even visit the campus and see what the school is about and meet students that are there and see what they have to say about it. Because this is where you're going to be spending a lot of money and the next 4 years of your life. So you want to go somewhere where you feel comfortable and you are going to get your money's worth of education. So definitely worth it to check out every school that you're considering. Okay, so September 15th is the deadline to apply. And then for us, November 1st, we need to have your final transcripts and your score from that Casper exam that I talked about. And you'll notice that we need your final transcripts in the middle of the fall semester, which means the last semester where you'll have final marks to submit would be summer. So if you do courses in summer, they will count. But if you do courses in the fall, we won't have the final mark in time for the application cycle. So just be aware of that. I know it's down the road, but just be aware. And then what we do is we make sure you have everything you need. We look over your application, and then if everything's good to go, we offer you a virtual interview in January. So we're not going to make you travel to Canada in the middle of the winter. We used to do that, but we decided to go with virtual interviews just because it was a much more accessible as well as a cheaper alternative for our applicants to have to fly all the way to Canada and then fly back for like a half-hour interview, right? We don't want you to have to do that. Okay, and then in early February, our offers go out. So we send out offers, and we also send out waitlist offers at that time. And the rule is that you have until April 15th to give us a final yes or no, but you can tell us earlier what your decision is if you know. And as soon as you do that, we send you all kinds of resources. There's a whole booklet that we have indicating, things like how to do banking, how to get a place to live. DVM students do not go into residence because by the time you get here, you're going to be about 23, and I don't think you want to live in a residence, but you will definitely maybe want to share a house or an apartment with other vet students, and we have a Facebook group just for that. So we'll get you set up with that. Okay, next, please. So before we go to questions, I just wanted to talk a bit about the career as well as the actual program. So there's 4 years in the program, and first year, if I could say there's a theme, it would be what's normal. So what animals look like inside, outside, under the microscope, in CAT scans, in X-rays, all those good things. And we have an interesting course that runs through the first 3 years of the program called the Art of Veterinary Medicine, which helps teach you communication skills. Because, like I said, working with people is very important in the program. And the most important thing you need to learn is how to deal with difficult situations or emotional situations, because you're going to have to work with a lot of different types of clients, of animal owners. And sometimes, the information you have to share is not great news, and you need to be trained on how to deliver news the best way possible, and to be as diplomatic as possible. You also will be working with teams of people in the program, so definitely learning how to work with colleagues. And then in 3rd year, this course actually focuses more on the business of veterinary medicine, because each clinic, if you work in a clinic, is a small business. And so you'll need to do things like learning how to order supplies and negotiate a contract and take care of the insurance that you'll need, all those good things. So that's first year is normal. Second year, the biggest course is called Principles of Disease, and that's about all the bad things that happen to the animals, all the parasites, the diseases, the viruses, all those things. Third year is the clinical preparation for the final clinical year, and that's where you take a medicine and surgery of the dog and cat, equine medicine and surgery, anesthesiology. So all of the, real prep for clinics. And then final year is all clinical rotations with what we call a practicum in the summer. So it's an 8-week placement in a actual clinic where you work and learn the ropes in a clinic that's related to which area you're going to focus on in the fourth year. And then you have 4 streams you can choose from in fourth year: small animal, food animal, rural community practice, which is like mixed animal, or equine. So depending on which type of species you want to focus more of your rotations on, that's the stream you would pick. And you write a licensing exam because veterinary medicine is licensed in North America. So that's the program. Again, the whole curriculum is online. Just go to our website and you can check it out. And the vast majority of veterinarians are clinical, like they work in a clinic and they work with either small animals or mixed or all those different things. But there are other options, and there's a lot of things you can do with a vet degree. You can go work in the government. Any piece of the or part of the food chain that has to do with animals, a veterinarian was there to make sure that the animals were well cared for and healthy. We have veterinarians that work in the pharmaceutical industry, developing new treatments for disease. We have vets working in nutrition industry, developing new diets that are part of the treatment plan. We have veterinarians that work in universities, and OVC is an example of that. We have a lot of veterinarians that are our faculty that teach both at undergrad and in the vet program, and also do research. And they hire students over the summer that are usually from Guelph. So that's another thing that you can do even as an international student. They get hired. So yeah, so it's a great career, lots of movement. You can do one thing at the beginning and move to another. There's such a demand for veterinarians right now. There's about 3 or 4 jobs for every grad that finishes the program. And it's a great profession, very rewarding with, every day is different. Okay, I think I've talked a lot and too much. So if you have any questions about what I talked about or any questions in general from the whole morning, please write something up in the Q&A and we're happy to answer your questions.
It doesn't look like anyone's typing any more questions, so I think we'll leave it there. Thank you so much to Elizabeth and to our students, Sadia, Divya, and Stacy. Really, really appreciate your time and your enthusiasm. Thank you again, and I hope everyone enjoys their Saturday. Take care.